This is going to be more or less the same as last week, only there's variables on both sides. So consider just a little bit more practice. It seems like it's getting easier, and we've been doing this. That's okay if it's too easy, right? We don't want to complain if that's the case, but we do need to practice just in case eventually. So recall that on all of these, you generally want to get the variables on one side of an equation of an equal sign and the numbers on the other. So numbers on the other. That's the general goal for every equation all the time, no matter how high you go up in math. It always breaks down to that. So first, you can do this, in your mind. Just be thinking, well, the variables, so that means the 4x and the negative x need to be on one side. And the numbers need to be on the other. So first step is to identify what is what. So it doesn't really matter if you put the variables on the left, numbers on the right, or vice versa, but I'll stick to that format. It's the same. So here's what I suggest you do. Our goal is to really get it to all of these to look like something like this, where you have maybe a variable and number on both sides. I want you guys to do all the steps all at one time. Here's what I mean. I know I need to move the x's to the left, so I'm going to do the opposite of whatever this variable is on the right. Okay. And if you want just to recall, remember adding x's, how many x's are there? There's one of them. You don't have to put 1x, but just it is 1x. But I also want you to do the numbers, the constants at the same time. So there's a lot going on, all at the same time. Whatever variable is on the right, you want to do the opposite, and whatever number is on the left, you want to do the opposite. And then we just add it up. There's like 4 different problems right here with the equal sign in the middle. So we have 4x plus 1x, 5x. Negative 5, positive 5, 0. Don't have to write that. Negative 10, positive 5. What? Negative 5. Alright. And negative x, positive x, 0. So we'll go from having 2 terms on either side to just 1. And then we can finish it up. So that cancels out, equals 1x. And there you go. Is that correct? Negative 1, yeah. So the most common mistake, believe it or not, after doing all of that, is forgetting one little negative at the end. That is the most common mistake. And it's not the most difficult thing here, but it's kind of a small symbol, so it's easy to miss. So be careful at the very end. Alright, and that's all I want you guys to be able to cancel out variable, whatever variable's on the left, cancel it out by doing the opposite, whatever number is on the that other side, then cancel that out. But do all this adding, subtracting, do it all in one step here. As opposed to, okay, I'm going to add x on both sides, let's simplify. I'm going to add 5 on both sides, let's simplify. Let's just do all the adding, subtracting on both sides all at the same time. Alright, so let's go down here. Good example. You can see, like last week, we have a lot going on the left side. The right-hand side is already one variable, one number. The right-hand side is not going to change. First goal is to get it to be one variable, one number on each side. The right side is already done. The left side, we got parentheses, we got 2 x's, we got to simplify it. Alright, so 4 times 3. 4 times 4x, times 4 is 4x. And then I'm just going to bring down the 2x. Don't change anything there. Still, I have 2 variables on the left. Do not jump straight to while adding, subtracting on both sides. Let's simplify this further. So I have 12, and then 4x, 2x, 6x. Now you can see I have a variable and number on each side. Now go ahead and do the algebra part. Really, we haven't done any algebra. We've done the distributive property, pre-algebra. Then I added 4x and 2x, got 6x, pre-algebra. The really algebra 1 part only starts when you subtract or add on both sides, or multiply, divide on both sides. So once again, the variable on the right, I'm canceling that out. Why did I choose -7? Because on the right it's +7. And on the left-hand side, the number. That's +12, so it's -12. So that's going to be pretty much the same for all of these. Look at the variable on the right, do the opposite. Look at the number on the left, do the opposite. All in one step. So pretty much underneath, this is my original problem. Underneath everything should be some adding or subtracting. And we just go down. 12 minus 12 is 0. Don't have to write it. 6 minus 7, -x. 7 minus 7, 0. 20 minus 12, 8. You can see that's canceling, that's canceling. So we've got stuff canceling. Gold, variables on the left. And this is the same as -1. You can divide or multiply by -1. Either way. -1 divided by -1 is +1. The answer is 8. Okay? Negative. Most common mistake, negative x. Negative 8. Alright. So those are equations. As you can see below, there are inequalities as well. We have inequalities. Let's do 9. It's pretty much the same thing. There's one little thing. But start on the right-hand side. What is the variable? +3. So subtract 3. Look on the left. What is the number? +5. Subtract 5. All in one step. All in one step. I do it this way so you don't actually put the 3x underneath the 5 or anything like that. So in any given column, it should be only x's or only numbers. You never have both. All right, so 0. -1 minus 3. -1. -1 minus 3. Bring down equality sign. 1 minus 5. -4. And 3 minus 3, 0. So just like with equations, the number on the left will cancel, variables on the right will. Alright. Finish it up. X, -4 divided by -4 is +1. Now you might remember this, dividing by a negative. Dividing by a negative means the sign will change here. Anytime you divide by a negative, switch the sign. That's the only difference with equations and inequalities. On the last step, if you have to divide by a negative, that's when you switch the sign. It's the only little thing you have to remember. And I believe the rest is all the same. At the end, there's just a little bit of one-step review. You guys can handle that fine. I think this is very doable to finish by the end of the period. You work together and help each other out. Shouldn't be a problem. I will collect it not till tomorrow.